Known for being a visionary and the CEO of a couple of big companies, Elon Musk is expected to have answers and plans on a lot of things. Come on, SpaceX and its goals were just a delusion for some people when it was starting out, but Elon has proven how he is determined to achieve something when he sets his eyes on the goal. Although he has great intentions for the human race and the world, through their projects in SpaceX, we still cannot turn away from the fact that a lot of unwanted and unforeseen events happened and will happen in the next coming years. All these things and problems can likely cause changes to Elon's carefully laid out plans. We have talked about some of the events that we should look out for from Elon and SpaceX, but today on Elon Musk HQ, we will be taking a dive on a massive danger looming over the world that Elon had worried. Do you have any idea what that could possibly be? Well, stay tuned as we unravel some information. So, besides being a leader, Elon is also a very outspoken person when it comes to his concerns, advocacy, and issues in the modern world. We often see him giving concrete answers to some of the most important matters in the world right now through his social media platform, well, mostly on his Twitter account. Just recently, the news caught his interest and actually called this one a massive threat. It is no secret that China is the most populous country in the world. A sixth of the world's inhabitants are in China. To know that this population declined in 2022 can pose a very alarming message to all of us. Many people were surprised to hear about this news because this was unexpected, and tons of demographers refer to this as a historic turning point. According to a report from the National Bureau of Statistics, the number of births in China was 9.56 million in 2022. Since 1960, the population in China has doubled to 1.4 billion. Imagine this number even when they implemented strict policies on birth control before. Well, way back, Chinese were only allowed to have one single child, but starting from 2021, they were actually allowed to have up to 3. Despite this change that they had in 2021, they were still faced with a decline in the population during the following year. Now, some of you might still be wondering, what could possibly be the problem here? And some might even think that fewer people would be better for the country. Unfortunately, this will create a huge problem to the economy and their pension system. Add to the fact that they would likely experience this decline until the end of the century. Knowing that this will also have a big effect on future civilization is something that Elon had to speak up about. I mean, Elon was always openly talking about how he wants to expand the human race. This was even the ultimate goal as to why he started SpaceX to begin with. He obviously wants to have a solution and a backup plan in order for humans to still see what will happen in the future, hence pushing through his plans to explore space and build a city on Mars. Elon Musk stated that population collapse is a massive danger to the future of civilization. Even though many people and experts really believe that overpopulation is much more of an obvious threat right now, this report from China is just what Musk needed to prove and point out his statement regarding the threat of population decline. There are some people as well who are commenting on the one-child policy and how it was a wrong move before. According to the United Nations, India is estimated to surpass China and have the most inhabitants this year. Additionally, in 2019, the UN thought that China would not be able to reach its peak population until 2031 to 32. Although this is what they believed in, reports and data show that fertility rate has collapsed to 1.15 children per woman in 2021. Now, obviously, China and its authorities were also alarmed by the recent news. They also know and are already expecting the negative results and what they may lead to. That is why they are encouraging people and couples to procreate and are establishing measures to stop this decline. Metropolis in South China started offering a birth bonus and would be paying allowances until the children are 3 years old. Another measure that they imposed is that when a couple had their first baby, they would immediately get 3,000 yuan, which is an estimated around $443. If that is their third child, then they will get 10,000 yuan, which is around $1,476. Well, you just have to give birth to get some money. But surely, what their citizens are more concerned about is how they are going to raise these children in the future when all the bonuses and allowances stop. No matter where you are in the world, it is becoming harder and harder to bear and raise children. I mean, living expenses are continuously rising, so people are really taking their time to plan and think when it comes to having a child. These incentives and bonuses might work right now, but would surely cause other economic problems in the future. Also, there is no assurance that these measures that they set would even work and would stop the decline in their population. It is possible that this decline could continue each year by 1.1%. This was based on a study by the Shanghai Academy of Social Sciences. Elon surely expected this to happen in China. He must have surely been following the data regarding birth rates in said country, as he is certainly worrying about population collapse. There was a tweet about the fall in China's population in June of 2022, to which Musk replied, "At current birth rates, China will lose 40% of every generation." Even though he is not a demographer, he surely had the resources to analyze these types of issues. And he even warned that this would likely happen as well to other wealthy countries, including Japan. Well, who would live in the city that they are mapping out on Mars if they were to face population collapse, right? Anyway, for sure, Elon is not the only one worried about this, but he seems to be keen on encouraging people to have children. In another tweet, he said, "I hope you have big families, and congrats to those who already do. Having children is the only possible way to stop this population collapse right now." If right now you still cannot grasp the vast effect of population collapse, then you should be worried. This will greatly affect the economy, but that is not the end of it. Every industry, business, agency, and a lot more will struggle to adjust what will happen, especially if the issues like these are not addressed right away. For sure, Elon is not the only one looking for ways to expand humanity and to find ways on how humans can live longer on this planet, or other planets for that matter. The space is huge territory that is yet to be explored and discovered. It would take thousands of studies, effort, work, force, and research to see the possibility of humans living on another place besides Earth. Elon also talked about how we are living for a very long time already on Earth. That is why he was really keen on making ways for humans to be multi-planetary species. You might have heard about some of the other projects in SpaceX, one of which is the Starship. If you want to learn more and be updated about this rocket that is expected to have an orbital launch attempt this year, then make sure you watch some of the other videos on this channel, because I have talked about some of the important details regarding that. Anyway, do you think this is an urgent matter that must be given attention? For sure, many of us would like to not feel the weight of this, but if Elon had the resources to research these topics and be alarmed about it, then it must be time that we also dive deeper on these matters, especially that this would affect not just one country, but it would affect all of us, the entire world. I bet other big companies and agencies are already looking into this, but they are just keeping it down and not being vocal about their discoveries. They most likely do not want to alarm us, but we certainly should know and be prepared. If you're enjoying this content and you want to see more, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so that you will not miss out whenever we have a new upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in our next video.